Hello, hello. Welcome back to Simple Life Philosophy. It is Friday, October 3rd. We are excited for the weekend. I don't like that feeling of living for the weekend, but hey, when you have a Monday through Friday kind of corporate grind going on, then that's what you're doing, unfortunately. You're living for the weekend, unless you just love your job. I don't know. You're one of the rare few, and I hope you're very grateful for that. But don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for the job that I have. I've had much worse jobs in my past, so this one is actually came at the perfect time, and it's low stress. So I do love it in that aspect. I'm not on the phones all the time either. Where I'm not the biggest social guy either. I'm definitely an introvert. I remember taking that personality test. I'm an INFJ, so I don't. Whew, man, I do social. I like to know if I'm going to go to like some sort of social activity or outing, just so I can prepare for it a little bit. Um, because just being around people talking all the time, it can be quite draining, and so you need that recharge. And so if that's your day, Monday through Friday, yeah, typically at night, yeah, I'm definitely trying to recharge and all that. But anyways, neither here nor there. The subject today, I've been kind of been trying to figure out what I want to talk about. I want to talk about space. How about space? It's a subject that I love. I probably should have been an astronomer. I didn't play so many video games as a kid. I was really a video game addict, but an astronomer or a weatherman would have probably been really would have fit me quite well. My personality and what I kind of gravitate towards. But space is interesting. This we got the whole 3i Atlas thing going on, which is also interesting. I still don't believe, like, I know NASA has a lot more information on that thing than they're releasing, but well, only time will tell on that. But I just kind of want to give you a nice little, maybe even just meditation, kind of focus, like, topic, because it's not talked about, I think often enough, just like how precious life is in the universe. And you get outside our atmosphere, man, it's just nothing but death. There's not really any life form or any complex life, let's put it that way. Just they don't have you don't have all the elements, the chemistry that you do on a planet like ours, with the protected atmosphere and magnetic field and all that good stuff. So just in this moment, if you want to get out of your body, if you're stressed out, this is something I do occasionally. You close your eyes, breathe through your nose. Don't be a mouth breather. Um, but yeah, just slowly, take a deep breath. Make sure you exhale longer than you inhale, and think about that right now. Right now, we are flying through space. Like, literally, we're on a rock. We're basically on a rock spaceship, going probably millions of miles an hour. And I don't even know that we can really, figure out how fast we're going through space. Because yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the planet Earth, we're rotating around the sun, right? And that's at a fixed distance. I want to say it's like 15,000 miles an hour. I don't even know. I think it's something crazy fast, but we're just flying around the sun, right? And then the sun is flying around the Milky Way galaxy right now. We're on the outer edges of the Milky Way, and the sun is also flying, around the Milky Way galaxy. That's our solar system, and there's all these other solar systems flying around the Milky Way galaxy too. And then the Milky Way galaxy is being pushed out, from whatever the Big Bang was, or I mean, this is my understanding of physics and things. But yeah, and the sun is being, or the galaxy is also being pushed out at a certain speed. So it's just like when you start to just quantify all that, I mean, we're literally probably flying through space at millions of miles an hour. I mean, I don't know. It's incalculable at this point in time of how fast we're going, as far as I understand. You can put it in ChatGPT or something, but it we're going fast, very fast. We're on this big rock, and maybe on the universal scale it's not big, but to us and our scale, everything's relative. It's a big giant rock, and then when you start to look at how big it is, and we live on the crust of this rock. You know, it's like this little crust and this little atmosphere protecting us from just all the elements and chaos that's going on in space. And so, yeah, it's just such a blessing to be alive, to have consciousness. I don't think it happens too often in the universe. You know, you can speculate all you want. It's like, is it God that kind of is help protecting us? Is it aliens? Is it, just some sort of spiritual protective force, just helping guide us and giving us these periods of stability where we can progress as a society. And it's when you look at history, we only, the weather patterns and such. Like, there's only few moments in time where you have this stable weather to where this perfect kind of like Goldilocks zone of being able to progress as a society, without the catastrophes and without just crazy weather and all that. And man, we're just wasting it. It's like we're like, what are we doing? We're just still just we're living in the 17th, 18th century like power structures, and it I don't know. It's very scary, and I think that as a species, we have to wake up very, very soon. I think there's a lot of information kept from us, not just from the U.S. government, but from other, probably entities as well. And I don't think that's right. And maybe right now it's not the right time to reveal all that information. Maybe we still have a little bit of a spiritual awakening to go. But I mean, how are we supposed to tackle our problems? How are we supposed to address dire situations that might be around the corner if they're not being discussed publicly? I think what's so beautiful about the human species is that we have this collective consciousness, we have this hive mind that we could use to tackle problems. Maybe it's not even us that's able to solve them, but let's at least empower the next generation. Let's focus on education and the right types of education, the right areas of focus, so we can tackle tomorrow's problems. It's like no one's talking about this. No one wants to. It's just all about capitalism, greed, next quarter's profit, short-term gratification, all that. Like, it's human nature. I understand that, but like, we have to evolve, man. Like, I just feel like a lot of our corporate and political leaders are still acting like children, are just still hungry for power, and they're just got a death grip on that power. They're white knuckling all the power they can get, and it's getting worse and worse. I mean, just look at the wealth disparity and how it's getting worse. It's how much people are suffering, and I don't know how you're supposed to have a spiritual awakening, how you're supposed to prepare a population for whatever problems may be around the corner when people are struggling and suffering so much, living in survival mode. They don't care. They don't care, and if they hear something that maybe an asteroid is coming, or that their magnetic poles are going to shift or whatever, and that we need to start building underground cities or whatever, you know what I mean? Like what? They're not going to care. A lot of people are just not going to care. They're going to look out for themselves and go, looting or whatnot. So I think we do maybe have some spiritual awakening still to go till the population is ready. But it's just my thoughts, and I think it's just overall a good exercise to have, is to maybe just take a time out sometimes, especially if you're really stressed, your nervous system is riled up, to think about like just how precious life is, and to think about this moment in time that we're just flying through space millions of miles an hour, and a piece of debris or a solar flare or just so many different things, cosmic things can happen and can destroy us at any time. So it's just something to think about. Blessing to be here today on this Friday. Hope that this message resonates with you. And yeah, I'll leave it at that for today. I can't believe it's already 9 minutes. So much love out there. Peace out. Have a beautiful weekend. Peace.